when we're out in the mountains and we're on these trails and we sit on these hills and you feel our ancestors with you, beside you, holding you. A lot of times you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden there'll be an old bullet there, an old shell, you know. They were there. They sat there before us.
My mother was born and raised in Chesley, and she walked the country there. I remember her saying that she used to, all you have to do is take a dog, Tahltan bear dog with you wherever you went, and you grabbed a rifle, and she used to walk from Chesley to Telegraph. And a lot of people did. It was just a road, like going to East Lake in a car.
My family, when they lived in Chesley, they used to go and trap beaver and then get rid of the houses. But nowadays, I don't know if people still trap beaver or what.
Our dad said long time ago, one family will go and clean it up, clean all the beavers, get rid of them. Even Jackie Williams, he did that one year. He went out and got rid of all the beaver dam, and so that helped with our fish too. They went up and spawned. So this is my idea.
They wouldn't listen to us, and this was people like Henry Kwok, who grew up on the land, and John Craig and John Carlick, and my grandfather said, you gotta enhance the land. That's how we did it. We just kept to make sure those beavers didn't stop those salmon from going back to their spawning area.
And like any other First Nations, we all congregated around rivers that fed us. I was wondering, like, if Stewardship plan is going to identify what we can do to save our salmon. I can't imagine the Tahltan without salmon.
We've been fighting for our salmon for years, but we haven't really put anything in place yet that's solid.
But us, as Tahltan people who harvest the fish in our camps, I think we need to do our due diligence as well.
And when we were camping further up Tahltan, there's a big open there. And our kids in 89, 88, it's back in August or whatever, we were camping there. They bring old king salmon to us from the slough where they find those salmon.
I've got some pictures of over up at Kwok, gaffing king salmon up there. And there's a creek there, and actually there used to be an airport there too, called Gardner Creek and Gardner Strip. And when they built the railroad, there was no environmental work done there. And that Gardner Creek was a spawning creek for king salmon. So when they put that culvert in, they blocked it off, and it's still blocked off yet.
One of the things that I was thinking of for the sockeye and the kings is that we should have a ceremony for them. We should show them honor and have a ceremony for the king salmon every spring.
Because we haven't been treating our salmon right. We've forgotten that it's our lifeblood. Well, we believe that our salmon have a spirit. Our people live by it. So therefore, this year, we are also going to have that forgiveness ceremony.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if our stewardship plan is going to be looking at what effects global warming has on all our animals, whether it's fish or moose. That's something that the elders have to know. We can't continue to make decisions if there's something that we cannot change. Is it because of the river warming up and they're not coming back? Those things that have to be included in this plan, you know.
We were at a big meeting in Telegraph, and so I went over, and people have been talking about an issue, and a lot of times that, especially young people, kept saying, we got to make a decision so we can get something done here. Like what to say, time is money. We're busy. We can't continue arguing about this issue. So at supper time, I went over to Uncle Felix, and I was sitting there and drinking tea with him, and I said, Uncle, when you had a really important issue, and you were sitting around with Non-Uncle and John Carlick and Grandpa Zertz or Henry Kwok or whoever else was there, and Benny Frank, and talking about these issues, how long did it take you to come to a decision? After a long time, he said to me, we used to think about it as long as it takes you to walk from here to Tahltan and back. So how long did it take you to walk 30 miles? In essence, that's how long he said they talked about an important issue. In other words, he said, the decision you're going to make today, you don't make it in 15 minutes. You got to talk about it, you got to think about it. Usually, it was the next day before you came to a decision. In other words, he said, don't be in a hurry.
We were trying to put Tahltan ideas to all of this. And when Ben asked about wildlife, I was tired. My brain was tired. Wildlife, bum guts. That's who we are as Tahltan. When I see a moose, I see bum guts trotting down the road, and the rest of the moose going with it.
It's so easy to think that they're trying to destroy our food. I mean, to have areas protected is within our best interest. The land and the resources. Everything we talk about the land and the food that we've been eating, so much more important that leadership and the elders come to that agreement and have this protected forever.
And a lot of these places where we talk about protecting and stuff like that, our ancestors picked many plants from there for medicine. They were like the animals, bears. They come in, they get their roots in the spring, and then their fish, and then their berries, and then their meat. Well, that's the way our people were too. The exact same lifestyle as a bear lived. That's what our people did. When walking these trails and stuff like that, the respect of this land, all these different places that they've been, was because of that. They went to across Tashawan. They walked all the way over there, back up Kinniscanway. They picked their berries. They put all their groundhog up on that big rock, and they picked medicine, and they walked back all the way back through Mount Azaza, across those lakes, and back up and back into Telegraph Creek. They were strong, strong people because our nation was strong. When Uncle John Carlick, Uncle Benny, and all of them, I remember them, and as of all of us, We were the younger ones walking into that meeting when those elders talked. But they said, without our land, who are we? Every one of us are a part of this land because our ancestors left it for us.
We're trying to say this is who we are. You want us to play this game of working with us, but hey, we're leading. We're in charge here. And this is how we want our land to be managed.
That land should be protected for life, because that includes for our rivers, for our fish, not only ours, but the other nation. That's the secret headwaters. That's where everything started.
I'm happy to hear that everybody interested to protect that area because it's the headwaters of the three main rivers that where we get our salmon from. That's the Skeena, the Stikine, and the Nass. I'd rather see that area protected forever, like what Fanny was saying too. We should never have to go back. We should protect it forever because everybody rely on the salmon there. Thanks.
If our grandchildren wants what we have today, the Tahltan people have to take it upon themselves, like they did with the grizzly bear and the black bear and the wolf. That's what we got to do. We got to take it upon ourselves. If our nation is making money, then why can't we do what's good for our children in the future?
It's everybody within the Tahltan Nation. We have to start getting on the same page. I hear us talking. We need to be united. And let's work together.
We're walking in our Tahltan world. You want to be a part of it. You have to recognize we're coming from a Tahltan perspective, not yours. Remember, our ancestors shed blood for this land. We want that to be in our document so that they understand how determined we are to protect it. Creator, Denitia Cho, we thank you for the beautiful land that you gave to our ancestors. We ask for your wisdom as we start focusing on developing more what we want to tell them and the stories we shared about how important the land is to us, how important each other's are. We ask you that we can use all of that to help us work through it. And we thank you for this food and for the people that made it. And we lift up all the people who have lost people in the last while. Please give them your blessings and strength, how to flow through them. Hey, all my relations, Madhu. Elders first.